And we are live. You already know who it is. My name is Mike Kyle, aka the Fantasy Vulture. I have over a decade worth of fantasy football experience, and I've continuously competed for fantasy championships over the course of the past 8 seasons. Let's make it 9 in 2021. But enough of me. I'm here for you on today's episode of the FV Show. We are going to continue our 2021 NFL Draft rookie player profiles, breaking down all the high-end rookies through the lens of fantasy football, get you ready for your dynasty rookie drafts, or even if you want to just start your fantasy football process a bit earlier this year, I got you covered on that front as well. If you're excited for today's video covering Alabama star wide receiver Devonta Smith, be sure to hit that like button down below. This series has been a lot of fun to make. I'm really excited for it going forward. We've covered Kyle Pitts, Najee Harris, Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, and Jamar Chase. Devonta Smith is the next name up. And then also follow me on all social media platforms, actually, while you're at it too. FF Vulture on all platforms, and check out the website ffvulture.com for some premium fantasy football packages. But enough of the bullshit. Let's dive right in to this stud wide receiver Devonta Smith, shall we? We're going to be doing things a little bit different. That's the wrong screen. We're going to be doing things a little bit different here. We normally break down highlights and things like that, nice little reacts, right? It's nice for the title, nice for some clickbait action. But honestly, I recorded this twice, and it's like, one, allergies are kicking my ass right now, so I'm going to try and power through. So there's that. But then also, it's like, this dude's just so fucking good. And I don't want to have to really spend time reacting to highlights where every single one of them is fucking incredible, right? Because it's like you come to expect these kinds of things, especially if you already know the hype that Devonta Smith brings. So we're gonna be bouncing back and forth between watching some highlights, going through some stats, some metrics, and things like that, and just let me talk the shit about Devonta Smith. That rhymed low key accidentally, but let's proceed anyway, right? Devonta Smith, he's 6 foot. He's probably 5'10". Like, let's call it what it is. This dude looks so fucking tiny on the screen. He's 170 pounds, and he's also a speed demon. There is no official 40 time for him because he did not. I don't think he ran the 40 at the pro day, or even if he participated in it. There was no combine, and so we're just kind of left in the dark now of what his actual numbers are. But the fact of the matter is, his numbers don't really matter. The only thing I'm a bit concerned about maybe is that whole weight situation, which is like the one big knock on him, is that this dude is a fucking twig running around a football field, which as a fellow twig myself, I'm putting my arm around my wrist here so you guys can have an idea of how skinny I am. I respect my fellow skinny brethren. So I'm full out rooting for Devonta Smith here at the next level. But you just watch like this shit, and he is a combination of freaky athletic and like really bouncy and super speedy as well. And that is one fun combination for a wide receiver. Is it the most prolific at the next level? Not necessarily. Does it lead to a lot of highlights? Absolutely. But the thing that you cannot deny is Devonta Smith plays so much bigger than his actual size. He just does. Again, he's listed at 6 foot. He's probably 5'10", 5'11", and Jamar Chase, who is listed at 6'1", is, I think, 210 pounds, if I'm remembering correctly from my Jamar Chase reaction video. And he's got 30 or 35 pounds on Devonta Smith. So, Devonta Smith, definitely a smaller dude. Doesn't let him stop him, though. Does not hold him back. I want to pull up some stats here real quick and just kind of break things down just a bit further now. And the real big thing here is the past 2 seasons, specifically his senior season, which really did help him, is the fact that Jalen Waddle missed the majority of the year due to that broken ankle. So Devonta Smith, as the number 1 wide receiver this past season on one of the best offenses that maybe I've ever seen in college football history. Obviously, LSU's last year was unbelievable in its own right, but Alabama, Devonta Smith, 147 fucking targets, 117 receptions, 1,800 receiving yards, had a 34% target share, and 23 receiving touchdowns. I mean, this dude was a fucking freak all season long. And I think the big thing about this is that he was hyper consistent as well. Like, we're pulling up, we're pulling up the game logs right now, and let's just go to 2020. Let's dive right into it. And the consistency of the high level production that we saw from Devonta Smith this year was magical. It really was. Like, look at some of these receiving numbers, right? Just total receptions: 13, 11, 11, 15, and 12 in the national championship game. And the national championship game alone had 215 receiving yards, and I believe he had 200 in the first half, right? He was literally on pace for 400 receiving yards. 3 touchdowns in the national championship game. 3 touchdowns in the national semifinal versus Notre Dame. You look at a 4 touchdown game here versus Mississippi State. 2, 3 versus LSU. Like, this dude, when it mattered the most, fucking showed up. He fucking showed up. He may be small. This dude is a fucking gamer, though. And he is so damn talented. Even the receiving yards are just fucking absurd. 164, 167 on back-to-back games. 203, 144, 171, 231. And then we just get down here again where he goes 184, 130, and 215 back-to-back-to-back in the SEC championship, in the national semifinal, and in the national championship as well. Truly remarkable stuff here from Mr. Smith. And then on top of that, he also does have the ability to be a kick returner and a punt returner. Like, when he's done it, he's gotten in the end zone once, I believe. Was that last season? That's kick return, punt return is what I'm looking at right now. So took a punt return to the house. It was in the highlights. I mean, my goodness, what a stud here. So, again, the big knocks on... There we go. The big knocks on Smith, and it's really only one, right? There's actually 2. Number 1 is size, right? Again, this dude's just tiny. He's just a small boy, right? Listed at 6 foot, probably 5'10", and a $170, which is literally 50 pounds heavier than I am. And like I said, I'm already a twig, and I don't take hits. I don't take hits from grown men professionally, right? So, oh yeah, and then he also won the Heisman. How did I go this entire thing without even mentioning that? Let's pull this back. All right, and actually we can. That's fine. My God. That's the big thing here, is will his size hold up at the next level? I'm inclined to say yes, because I typically always go talent. Like, talent is my leading indicator for nearly everything. When I do my rookie rankings and I'm statting those guys out and I'm just trying to make my projections for my own mock drafts and my own big board, if I'm doing like rookie stuff, like, I'm going to take the guy who I think is the most talented, because I just believe that talent usually wins out. Size can be an issue, and we've definitely seen it derail several wide receivers' career just because maybe they weren't big enough, or maybe they weren't fast enough, right? But number 1, this dude's absolutely fast enough. And number 2, I think his athletic ability really makes up for his size, right? Like, this is a dude who's making jump ball contested catches, coming up with one hand and coming down with the ball, back of the end zone throws. You look at that right there, like what we just saw on screen, literally making sideline grabs. Like, he has the ability to just make every single play that a wide receiver needs to make and do it at a high level. So I'm not too concerned about his size just because he plays bigger than what he actually is. And to me, that offsets the size entirely. The other concern is breakout age. And breakout age is this very weird advanced metric that people seem to like. The traditional breakout age, I believe, is like 20. I think it's right around 20, and it's like in the lower end of 20. But he broke out this past year at age 21 or 22, right? And people don't like that. Like, what are we doing here? Like, are we really, like, I don't know. I always believe that people and athletes kind of in general, right, they always move at their own pace and they progress at their own rate. And so I'm not going to hold somebody's breakout age against them. Now, is it a lot cooler when you have this freshman phenom come in and just light the fucking house on fire? Yeah, really fucking cool. I'd love for a 19-year-old kid to step foot on his team and on the field and be the best player on the field at all times. I get that. But the fact of the matter is Devonta Smith plays for fucking Alabama. And do you know who's been at Alabama as a wide receiver in 2017 and beyond? Like, I don't even know this actually right now. I'm going to pull this up. Alabama football 2017 roster. I'm very curious to know who the number 1 wide receiver was when he was a freshman. Wide receiver. Okay. Wait, can I sort by position? What do I want? I want by position. Thank you. What else do we got here? That's DB. We're scrolling all the way down. Oh, this is fun. Oh, this is fun. Alright. The 4-1. Let's see. Okay, here we go. The wide receivers that were at Alabama in 2017 during Devonta Smith's freshman season. Robert Foster plays in the NFL. Calvin Ridley, NFL superstar. Jerry Jeudy, Devonta Smith, Henry Ruggs. That's who Alabama had during his freshman season. Like, he wasn't gonna fucking see the field. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? So, I'm not gonna hold, like, his freshman year against him because he's just not gonna get the playing time. Even if we go back to his stats, he had 15 targets his freshman season. So he didn't even get the opportunity to cement himself for an early breakout. And then the next year, in 2018, he had 42 targets. Guess what? He caught 42 passes for 693 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns on a 9% target share. Okay. The year after that, his junior season, 13 games played, 86 targets, 68 receptions, 1,200 yards, 21% target share, and 14 touchdowns. Every single year, Devonta Smith got better and better and better, and then we got the 2020 explosion. So no, I'm not concerned about Devonta Smith. I'm not concerned really about his size, and I'm not concerned about his breakout age, because truthfully, I don't think breakout age fucking matters. And then also, the size, again, he plays bigger than he actually is. So that's my take on Devonta Smith, but we're not done yet. Let's actually... we can keep this up, why not? Let's talk about where he's going to go in the NFL draft, because this is where I think this gets really interesting, is looking at how the board is kind of shaken out just a bit. So, let's pull this up again. NFL draft order. And just kind of give you guys a clear picture of what's up here. So, we know 1, 2, 3. Quarterback, quarterback, quarterback. Atlanta, who knows what they're going to do at number 4. They're not going to take Devonta Smith. 5 at Cincinnati. If I was Cincinnati, I'd rather take Jamar Chase because of the chemistry with Joe Burrow. If they're going to go wide receiver, who knows what they do. 6 is interesting. What Miami does at 6, because Miami, in my opinion, is a team that could use a wide receiver. So do they go Jamar Chase? Do they go Devonta Smith there? 7, Lord knows the Lions need a fucking wide receiver at this point. That could be a landing spot for him. 8, 9, I don't expect him to go to Carolina or Denver. They seem pretty set on wide receivers there. 10, the Cowboys, there's no way he fucking sees the field at this point just because of their wide receiver core. And let me pull this back up. Actually, we're going to go full screen here for this. I think the Giants at 11, potentially, depending on how you view Sterling Shepard and Darius Slayton, but I don't think that's likely. And then the most likely scenario after that is number 12 to Philadelphia, who is desperate for a wide receiver. So he's definitely got some options there. You're looking at the ones that I prefer is 6, 7, and 12. Just those are kind of my best bets for him, and I would be stunned if he fell outside of the top 12. I mean, this dude just has potential superstar, should I say, written all over him. Now, what does that do in terms of your dynasty draft and things of that nature? Personally, I'd like Jamar Chase maybe just a little bit more, and I wasn't really expecting to say that coming into this video, but the more I think about it, it's like, I kind of just liked what I saw from Jamar Chase, maybe just a little bit, and maybe it's my Henry Ruggs burns that I got from last year, where I was just like, I love this kid. This kid's got the speed. He's got the talent. And maybe it's on the Raiders for improperly using Henry Ruggs, which absolutely was the case. Of this though, I don't think you can go wrong. Like, the debate between Chase and Smith is so finite. I'm sorry, not even finite. So minor is what I meant to say. So minor, so minuscule, and at that point, you're basically just picking off a preference, right? The debate between Devonta Smith and Jamar Chase is so much different than the debate between Najee Harris and Travis Etienne. Because with those two guys, you're picking two very different style running backs. Whereas between these wide receivers, I think Devonta Smith is maybe the better athlete. But looking between Chase and Smith, I think Chase is a more well-rounded package. And so that's kind of where the difference lies, is you're not choosing between different styles, but what do you like more in a wide receiver? So that's it. That's the video. That's Devonta Smith. Let me know what your thoughts on him are down below in the comment section. What team do you want him drafted to? And hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, follow me on all social media platforms at FFVulture. Check out the website, ffvulture.com, and I will see you in the next video. Remember, people come and go, but fantasy championships are forever, and I will catch you next time.